Happy full moon. We're at the Pisces full moon on September 7th at 2:08 p.m. And this full moon is at 15 degrees at Pisces, opposite the sun in Virgo. And this is a lunar eclipse. So we're going to talk about that energy today, maybe a little bit about what you can expect based on the astrology. And then we'll pull some cards and just get an energy read on what's going on right now. Before I get started on the chart and the cards, I feel compelled to reiterate something I shared in the week ahead reading that says eclipses are periods of time so it's just a reminder that with this Uranus energy, that's kind of like the vision I get in my mind is when like electricity is in like one of those balls that you can like touch, that it's just like really built up. But this period of time for this full moon feels like when you place your finger on one of those like electric balls and all the electricity is going to that spot. That's this energy. And I don't know about you, but I want to watch that energy and not try to control it or do too much with it. Things are volatile, but not in a bad way, meaning things are shifting really quickly, things are dynamic. We're really being called at this time for this eclipse cycle to really observe the things falling away, because they're falling away naturally without you having to work too hard. Because Uranus is playing such a, big role in this full moon chart today. I'm recording this on the 6th of September, and Uranus has just stationed retrograde for the first time in 80-something years in Gemini. And speaking of dynamic and volatile, this energy is palpable. Are you feeling it? For the astrology of it all, it is a Sagittarius rising chart, which adds even more to this energy that can feel dispersed. Not that Sagittarius is dispersed by any means. If anything, Sagittarius can be so focused in that which they are learning or expanding on. Sagittarius is ruled by Jupiter, so it is a planet of expansion. So if we are trying to expand, it makes me think about what is the space that we have to expand in. Have we outgrown the space that we're currently in? Do we know where our boundaries are of where we need to contain ourselves at this time? Because that's necessary too. This is echoed even further with the fact that the sun in Virgo with the south node, so that which is going out with Mercury, is at the top of the chart. So picture this wheel, and at the top of this wheel, and this is like our outward lives is the top. Here is the sun, here is Mercury, here is the south node. Oh, and it's shining a light at the depths, the bottom of the chart, where the moon, the north node is. It's close, it's like in the realm of where Saturn and Neptune are. So what this is saying to me is like there is a light and maybe like a sounding, meaning maybe other people are really triggering or stimulating us in some way that is stirring up like the moon parts, like the Pisces moon parts, like our subconscious and the ways that we're connected to ourselves and something bigger than us, but also to the shadow parts of us, right? How is that being stimulated at this time? I get a sense that this is going to be loud. To add to this, Jupiter, who rules Sagittarius, it's a Sagittarius rising chart. So let's look at what Jupiter's doing. It's in Cancer. And this is where it's said to be exalted, or where it's at its highest form. It's viewed as a great thing by so many astrologers and in so many contexts. I'm not going to say except, I'm going to say and. Just because something is at its highest form doesn't always mean that it is beneficial. This Jupiter ruled chart is also, the Jupiter in Cancer is also interacting with all of the planets in Virgo, which is South Node, Sun, and Mercury, which is what we're talking about now. That's all part of this eclipse energy. And I get a sense that the places that we might feel overstimulated are going to be mercurial in nature. What that might look like is information. It can look like news, our minds feeling really busy. I'm getting this sense of like motherboard overload. Like this might be a week where you're shutting down because you need to. And I don't think that should be viewed in a bad lens, because I think that it is necessary, because how often do we let ourselves shut down? I think I'm going to pull some cards on this energy and just ask one card for what we can expect. Just a short reading today. What card on what we can expect from this energy, and then an oracle card to ask, how do we navigate this time? What can we expect from this? This is actually really sweet. Okay, so we have the Two of Cups. Something that's funny right now is I don't know if it's picking up on camera, but I'm in a really peaceful, quiet space, but I can hear in the distance loud revving of motorcycles or something. And we're in the reading space, so everything that's happening right now is part of this reading. So it makes me think of like something that's really far away from us that is kind of disruptive. I mean, I think we're already experiencing that, are we? Okay, so what can we expect? Two of Cups. We love this. This is super lovely. Really unexpected, to be honest. But we love that. And then how can we work with this energy? What I'm getting right now, right off the bat, is a call for emotional balance. I know that there's some fear mongering that happens in eclipse season, and I think that it's not all wrong. There's just a lens in which we can choose to work with this energy, even when it's challenging. I don't know about you, but I've been feeling extremely challenged by this eclipse portal that we're in. And it's requiring a lot of tools. And noticing over and over and over again the ways that I might feel out of balance. Okay, I'm gonna put one more actually. What can we expect? Two of Cups. How can we work this energy? Calm. And friendship. This is lovely. How are we working with this energy? Two of Cups talks about emotional balance. There's some sweetness here, right? Like there's raspberries and there's a raspberry being shared. Something I am noticing and want us to be aware of is raspberries are both sweet and tart, and both exist in this delicious fruit. Again, talking about balance and emotional balance, right? If sweetness is other emotions such as like generosity, kindness, gentleness, this energy might also come with the opposite, which is, you know, tart, sharp, not mean. I'm definitely not getting mean, but I'm getting maybe like direct. And sometimes that's challenging for us to work with, direct energy. The other thing I'm noticing is dripping from the faucet is a little bit of water. And again, because we're not noticing, we're noticing and not acting. Just notice where you might have emotional leakage at this time. Or the other thing that's just coming in is if it feels like your emotions are seeping out, spilling out a little bit, and just like slowly dripping. Noticing when and if you're going to need to turn the faucet on or shore up or fix the emotional leak, like where your energy might be draining you in some way, or have you been able to express your emotions freely, or are they coming out in a steady drip but in a way that feels a little bit out of control? Parts. The last thing I'll say about this card is I'm getting an energy of parts. Like, what can we expect in this energy is for Uranus. Uranus wants to be in this reading. How the eclipse, this full moon in Pisces, plus this Uranus energy, how parts of us are coming to the forefront at this time. And again, it's cups, so it's our emotional world and our relationships. And the relationships part is relevant and perfect, because how do we work with this energy is by staying calm. I love this energy of like sturdy and slow, and smelling the flowers when available, coming back, finding an equilibrium, and also friendship. And this is so sweet. This is so sweet. There's an invitation here for us to use this time to lean on our friends. And we're all going through it. And it might feel like our friends can't hold space for us, or we can't hold space for our friends. But I think that you will be surprised that there's a little bit of room for us to hold each other, the people that we love. I also love, this is going to be interesting. See if this resonates. This friendship card with the bat and the bird tells me, how can you become friends? How can you infuse, interact, bring together your shadow and your light? Because just like the depths of the ocean, it's dark and scary and unknown. And also, there's magic there. There's so much life. I love this. This is feeling complete. This is dynamic and emotional. This feels emotional. I invite you to use all the tools at your disposal to find sweetness and your equilibrium, especially your emotional equilibrium at this time. Good luck, and I'll see you on the other side.